Namaste and welcome back to today's episode of Mahabharata Matters. In the previous episode, we had seen that Rajasuya Yajna was completed by Yudhishthira. Shishupala was slain. Many bad omens were happening. People were getting unnerved to see all these omens. But then it was time for them all to leave. Everybody started leaving Indraprastha to their own destinations. Yudhishthira honored all of them with generous gifts and goodies. It was time for Krishna, Balarama and all the Vrishnis to head towards Dwaraka. As the Pandavas always did, they went along with Krishna for a little distance. Then sage Narada left too. Vedavyasa was getting ready to leave. At that time, Yudhishthira asked Vedavyasa about all the ill omens he was seeing. He was concerned. He wanted comfort from Vedavyasa. But Vedavyasa, in not too many words, just told him whatever has to happen will happen. Brace yourself. This wasn't very reassuring for Yudhishthira, but he didn't have a choice. Everybody had left except Duryōdhana, Dushyasana, their uncle Shakuni, and their friend Karna. They were staying on because they wanted to check out the Maya Sabha completely. Duryōdhana went by himself into the Sabha to see it. Being the architect of the Asuras, Mayasura had designed it beautifully. The hall looked different to each person based on their temperament. A person with a pure heart would see things as they were. But if someone with jealousy and envy went to see it, it would become more deceptive and illusory. And that's exactly how Duryodhana was. For him, a wall would appear like a doorway would look like a mirror, a pool would look like a carpet would look like a water pool, and a water pool would look like a stone porch. It was very confusing. As he was exploring all these facets of the hall, he was deceived many times. This angered and annoyed him too. He was burning with fury and jealousy about the grandeur and the beauty of the hall that was built by Mayasura for Yudhishthira. Thinking it was a stone patio, he walked over something that turned out to be a pool. He fell in the pool and got drenched. This sight was hilarious to Draupadī, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula and Sahadeva. All four brothers and Draupadī laughed at him. With fury, he got out of the pool and he wanted to get out of the Sabha. And he walked into something that looked like a doorway. It ended up being a wall. Draupadī continued laughing. Duryodhana was scorned deeply. He was bitter and angry and furious. So much that he couldn't sleep for days. They had left Indraprastha after that, and all of them had arrived at Hastinapura. But Duryodhana still couldn't rest. So what are our takeaways from the story? Vedavyasa told Yudhishthira that whatever has to happen will happen. Fate or prarabdha is definitely a factor, but then we still have to do our purushartha. Another thing we observe here is, when a tooth is sore, the tongue keeps on touching it. It wants to keep nursing it. In an effort to nurse our wounds, we end up hurting ourselves even more. Duryodhana did exactly that. He knew full well he was jealous and envious of the glory of the Pandavas, but then he wanted to check it out more. To tend that jealousy more and to fuel that envy even more, he went to the Maya Sabha. That's something we should be wary of and not do. Throughout the Mahabharata, we have seen that Duryodhana was nothing but full of hatred and jealousy towards the Pandavas. He never gave them a respite. Same was the case with Dhritarashtra. He just didn't show it out as openly as Duryodhana did. Did that mean Duryodhana had no good qualities at all in him? He was a great friend to Ashwathama and Karna, so much that they were ready to fight for him till the end of their breath. Obviously, they saw something in him, and that's why they befriended him. Even Balarama favored Duryodhana over Bhima. Obviously, he saw something in him too. But all these good qualities were clouded by one dominant character, which was hatred towards the Pandavas. So we clearly see throughout Mahabharata that no character was absolutely good or absolutely bad. So it is nurture versus nature. Nature is the tendency we are born with, and whatever we nurture and tend to becomes our predominant character. With these thoughts, we come to the end of today's episode. And remember, in this series, we are discussing matters of Mahabharata because even today, Mahabharata matters. Hari Om!